And we are now recording. So this is DSOC, little V,
Little
episode.
V means virtual.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
virtual.
Yeah.
Little V.
I just want to make sure people know that. Nobody knows what that means.
It means other things. The V word means other things, of which they don't apply to you or me. Anyway, so
I think you're just getting punchy.
I am getting punchy, as well as my wife tells me I have chia pet hair. So that's my other challenge is you can all tell.
Did she mean your face or your head?
Yes, I'm also growing hair on my face, which is kind of funny that my 92-year-old, almost 93-year-old mother was complaining about when I visited her. So
I'm sure.
Angie thought it'd be a really great idea if we continue DSOC, little V, and talk about the things that we normally talk about when we're in the office together. And I think for myself, it's all about increased self-awareness and understanding, what are those things that we're really good at, what are those things that we're really bad at, and having a lot of time to also see how that impacts your business and the teams that you work on. So also, what are the things that you're learning during this time? And so I would launch the first question over to my esteemed colleague. What have you learned? Like, what are you learning about yourself? What's the new technology that you're learning? I know I'm learning stuff, but what are you learning?
I'm learning
really
that
nasty face.
Yeah, I'm because I'm struggling. For often in my life, whenever, because I love history and I read all the time, and I've always wondered, like, okay, what would I have done if I were a German in Germany before the Nazis came up? Or what would I have done if I were living in, 1918 with the Spanish flu? And what would I have done if, all of these, like, and so now we get the chance to find that out, because this is the defining event, I think, of our generation. 9/11 was big, but 9/11 didn't affect everyone personally. It affected all of us as Americans, but your level of how it affected you personally was, kind of limited to geography and things like that. I don't know. I struggle with, am I doing enough? I'm just not, I'm not thrilled with myself every single day. Like, I thought I would be a superhero.
I've never been thrilled with you every single day.
And and that's what makes this partnership work so well. But one of the things I've truly learned is that while I love my alone time, when alone time is all you have, it's not as much fun. It's not as much fun.
Okay.
What are you learning about yourself?
So it's, for those people that know me, they realize that I have no patience at all. I get frustrated very easily. I can never play poker because I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and the people that I work with know the good, the bad, and the ugly very quickly by the raise of an eyebrow or my scrunched up eyebrow or my forehead or whatever. And what I'm realizing, which is strange, is that in a virtual environment, I don't have that same sense of frustration when I get put in those circumstances, which is kind of interesting to me. I had that happen to me today. I was in an environment where I was working with somebody one-on-one, and I was not understanding what it is that they were saying to me. And what people need to understand is I'm not frustrated necessarily with you. I'm frustrated with me, because I'm not understanding it, and I've got my own historical head trash on why not understanding something causes me to be frustrated. Okay. But now in a virtual environment, I don't feel that same angst. I don't feel that same level of of emotion. I'm more patient and I kind of get through it. The flip side to that is it's difficult. It's still difficult for me because I am a very gregarious person. I like to be with people. You said this to me earlier today, I gain energy from people, and I enjoy that. So the other thing that I'm learning is that I'm not I'm not afraid to try technology to make an experience better. So there is a product out there, and if you're a salesperson, I strongly encourage you to take a look at it. It's called Loom, Loom. It's a free application, and essentially what you can do is you can be in a web browser, you can launch Loom, and you can record a video about whatever element of that web browser you want to talk about. So if you've got a PDF document that you've pulled up in Internet Explorer, or you've got whatever it may be, or a website, you literally can explain that to your customer in a recorded fashion and send that over. There's also other technology out there that will allow us to take a PowerPoint presentation and recorded audio and video of you as the salesperson, or in Angie's case, as a subject matter expert, and just do a 3-slide PowerPoint text snippet and send that out to a customer. And she doesn't know this because I haven't told her yet, but we're going to start doing this. I think that's exciting.
Well, great minds think alike, because I was just going to ask you, you need to send that to me because I want to take a look at it.
So the point is that I'm not afraid to try those kinds of things, because now I see it as it's necessary to continue the evolution of our business, because we are evolving. Just like we're getting ready to launch brand new data security consulting services. We're getting ready to improve what we do with our subject matter experts already. Angie knows this, but we are in the process of completing our very first virtual reassessment of a client, a risk assessment. That's a big deal for us. So, I'm learning that out of necessity, that I've got to put my old fears or my silliness aside about technology, suck it up, and find ways to use it. The other thing that I did, because I teach, is I decided to take an online learning class for first-time online learners, instructors. And I can tell you that I'm not somebody who really likes a lot of online learning, because I had bad experiences with it before. But because of technology, because of instructional design, etc., it's very different. So my point to the blabbery is that this virtual environment that we've been forced to work in has allowed me to put aside some of my own personal weaknesses and some of my fears, and dive into things, and hopefully improve as a professional, improve as a friend, as a business partner, etc. And say, we are going, when this is all over and done with, we will look and be different. And I think we will look and be different in a better way. And I'm excited about that. As a business owner, as a husband, as a friend, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I guess one of the biggest challenges I have right now as a business owner is really around prospecting and new client acquisition, because we have amazing clients and we have been in touch with them through this. And I feel like we've actually gotten closer and have stronger ties with our clients because of that. And I'm super grateful for that. And to know that you have a business that provides a service that's needed even more now than it's ever been, in the form of protecting information, because the bad guys are ramping up all of their efforts during times of crisis, like they always do, is really great. And I'm super happy we can help them. But my challenge is, how do we acquire new clients when it can seem incredibly tone deaf to pop up in someone's mailbox, even with a one-on-one personal email that, is not some, spam or mail campaign, but it's one-on-one where you're reaching out to someone who doesn't know how to spell Reclamere. They've never heard of you, never heard of your company. I can believe in what it is that we do and the value of that all day long, but it can look incredibly tacky to do that. And I'm struggling with that. And I spent a lot of this morning on the phone actually reaching out to other business owners, asking them, what are you doing? And this is what I'm thinking of doing. And it's especially frustrating to me because, as you know, Joe, I've taken on a bigger role in the marketing part of our business now. And because we do have such rock stars in our security group that, I know we've got people that can handle every single thing that gets thrown at them. And I'm always there as a resource, but I'm really enjoying learning new stuff and understanding marketing in ways that I never understood it before, even after being a business owner for almost 2 decades. So I'm so eager to try all of these things and do these things, but the timing is just horrible.
Well,
and I got answers all over the board from folks that I talked to.
Well, and let me say, I had a similar conversation with a friend of Reclamere just yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. The days run together now, right? So what it comes down to is the things that we're doing now, as far as moving efforts to digital content, making sure that data security over coffee, little V, has been resurrected, and just continuing to go out there. What's going to happen? What the way it looks is, if the world was normal and we were prospecting somebody, the sales cycle was going to be this long.
Mm-hmm.
And now what happens is it's going to be this long after the world comes back to normal. So what you have to do is we have to continue to get the leads that we get from you, put them into our CRM, and just continue to work them, and realize that some people may respond, they may not respond. We're still very much driven transactionally by time. So I don't think that we're viewed as tacky at all, because we've got a sincere message. We always give people an out. We're very respectful of people's time. Sometimes it's no, not now. No, I don't have enough money. No, I just got a brand new vendor. Very rarely is it no, not ever, right? So as long as you can continue to do what you've done, which is send to myself and the sales team those opportunities, we'll work them through the process. We're fortunate that we modified our business model back in 2014 to really be able to exploit this monthly recurring revenue that we have, as well as a reputation where customers don't want to push out orders and they don't want to cancel their contracts. So I think really we just got to continue to work that process, and we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, before we wrap up, what are some of the things that people that you talk to today, business owners, what are some of the things they were saying? What are some of the things they're doing?
I got the responses fell into 2 buckets. And I have to go back to my phone. I reached out to 10 people. I talked to 8. I'm waiting. I know the other 2 will get back to me. One bucket was, I'm not doing any prospecting right now because I don't want to take the risk on looking tone deaf and insensitive. So what I'm doing in my business is I am putting all of my energy into getting organized and ready, and I'm putting prospects into my system, and I'm getting a plan for how I'm going to approach each one of those prospects, what steps I'm going to take, and I'm spending this time basically getting my house in order. The other side was, hey, nobody's out there prospecting right now, so I'm going to find a way to do it. And if there happen to be some people that think that your message is, the timing is bad on your message, that happens. So it was great to hear their perspectives, and both perspectives had a lot of merit. And but it was also nice to know that we're not the only business owners that are that are struggling with this. And I always go back to the fact that we have a business that is part of the essential workforce in our state, information services and security. So I'm completely grateful. We could be in a way different ball game. So it almost feels a little tacky to even be talking about, darn, I wish I knew how to grow my business better, when there are business owners right now who can't make payroll, don't know how they're even going to stay in business. But we still we have to think about that, because we owe it to the 12 families of this company that depend on us.
Well, and the other thing too, is the reality is that by focusing on our business, and by, yes, even growing our business, we put ourselves into a position where we can volunteer more of our time at a food bank. We can contribute more money and more food to a food bank. So those things where people are really hurting, the fact that we're successful and we're financially sound right now today affords us the opportunity to help more people that aren't. So I don't think I think that's the way business is supposed to operate. And I don't think that's in any way whatsoever a Boy Scout approach, or I'm naive. First and foremost, we have to take care of our own families, but we're afforded an opportunity to help people as long as we're a healthy business, and we are. And I know we do. So, so we're going to continue to do DSOC, little V. We'll come up with, another crazy topic, I'm sure. And is there anything you'd like to say in conclusion before you fly off to some other phone call?
No, I just hope that, what we're posting right now is helpful to other business owners that might be struggling with some of the same questions, and understanding, like I did just from reaching out to some trusted colleagues, that they're not alone. We're all going through this together. And if you happen to be a client of Reclamiers, I hope that these posting these videos of us kind of pontificating off the top of our head, show you that Reclamier is strong, and we're not going anywhere. We're here to support them through the long haul, however long this takes.
All right. Well, then, until the next time we do DSOC little V, we'll see you later.
Okay. Later, dude.